Good morning, Tatjana.
Good morning.
Thanks for opening this exhibition, Fragmented Identities, with us in person, and thanks for being in Venice.
Thank you, it's my pleasure.
It's a pleasure to have you here, and we have the honor to receive more information about your career, your work, your artistic work, and the works you are presenting in this exhibition in Palazzo Albrizzi-Capello.
Grazie, Luca. Buongiorno. I speak a bit Italian, and cordial thanks, grazie di cuore, for having me here. I have applied for this festival to participate because of the topic, and I was thinking about my last 20 years of work was dedicated to research in the field of sociology and art, and all my works are connected with lectures in this field, how to create and construct identity in the global world in the context of post-colonial studies and in diverse theories, but it is also connected to languages. I consider identity as a fluid, constructive phenomenon which I have thematized in my works through linguistic landscapes. It is all about how we enter one culture or different worlds by self in that context through prosodic, through language effects. And first work on your side, Resistance, is about this irritation and finding balance in another linguistic landscape. As I moved to Austria, I had to learn German, so I was confronted with a number of different sounds, structures, forms, and it has affected also my self-consciousness about my identity and cultural sense of belonging, how I entered this culture through the language. So there are waves, and also these strokes. It is about connecting left and right brain hemisphere through art. And it is like seductive and also releasing form of expression by drawing, by dancing. I used to dance to perform, to find yourself in context, to find the language in various forms, to find your expression.
Why there is a rain in the middle between two works?
It is because I found in 2004, during my studies in the Matt Graham School in New York City, in workshop with students by research on intercultural communication, I found that rain in its symbolical meaning has for me a powerful content and can be used as a tool for telling many stories, for touching many grounds, for moving across many sciences and landscapes. So I realized when I pronounce rain in my first language creation, or when I say pioggia, that I feel totally different. I have another emotion, I have another feeling in my body, I have another story.
Pronouncing in different languages, you mean?
Okay. You enter in another landscape and in your memory. Okay. So your associative image is changing.
Absolutely.
When you try and say kisha, you might have another
picture immediately.
Yes, and also body posture or feeling or however. And this was research with 19 languages with students.
Wow.
We created dance composition with movement sequences on in each language, just on rain. And rain means also for me coming together and in different forms. but the curtain is about system, structure, which is really straight. And when you enter the new world, new country, new culture, new language landscape, you are also entering
in a system, in a grid.
A system, yes. And how to come into system, I tried to connect because raindrops are many. So you are using words to find in between translation, to shift across and find some freedom and self in that context of the system. It's just done by itself, and it connotates with really straight lines of world order you are meeting when you move. And
so what about your research now? You are still working on this balance between art and science, art and language, languages.
It continues with art for sciences, because I used to work with students, with different groups of people.
Where do you teach? Where do you live and work?
I live in Vienna. But I travel a lot. I used to work with young children to help them to develop communication skills, to learn German. Mostly there were groups in kindergartens, youth groups, school, where they are forced even to understand the language, to follow the educational subjects. So I used a lot of creative methods and art to help them to come to this language as a language of life, not as a foreign subject. And science, art for science is a way of how I connect my working fields as educator, sociologist. And when I present lectures, I used to make installation. I work with people, we co-create, and we dance, we speak. So it is more art for science rather than only artwork. And the topic of this art festival on fragmented identities was for me the entrance or like impulse to say, okay, I would like to share this work with you because it can maybe bring some added value into it, because it can also open some more questions about the role of art currently also in sustainability discourses, as language
and
is a part of
really,
identity.
Yes, important, because the world is changing and some languages are
disappearing.
Yes, are growing, sharing in different parts of the world.
Yes.
We are talking now in English, for example, yes. And a lot of people will understand us easily that if we talk Italian or, I don't know, German. That's the concept of mixing and using the same meaning with different languages. It's really interesting because opens a lot of new rooms in our mind.
This is my also aim, thank you. It's like narrative architecture. It's like a building with words, with sounds, and this is also very important for people to find access to each other. You can learn language, but if you don't try consciously to play with words, with sounds, you might miss the personal access, to own it, to find in yourself in that sound, in that construction, in that matrix.
Absolutely.
So it's a personal access through such exercises. And I would like to invite people here from Goethe Institute maybe to come with their students and teachers on European Day of Languages, which takes part on September 26th every year. And this is a wonderful initiative of the European Commission from 2001,
wow.
when they
Congratulations.
They declared language heritage as under the motto unity, celebrating unity in diversity. And this is maybe one option for the students to thematize their language heritage with rain and create rain stories and write. I have also a Facebook page where they can share their impressions, so maybe we can do something
Absolutely.
more.
We will help you to share these activities.
Yes.
Thank you for this interview and for your time, and I hope you are enjoying our exhibition space in Venice.
Thank you. It's a wonderful place and time, and there is a lot to discover every time I come back. So I will also try to learn better my Italian. I say my because it's personal access. The most personal access is currently by Pioggia.
Thank you.
Grazie.